Habari tena, mtazamaji popote ulipo. I salute you, fellow Kenyans, Africans, wherever you are at this present time. We are here again. Once again, we are here to say it the way it is. Yes. Mhm. I have a word or two to say to tell my fellow Africans today, my fellow Kenyans in particular. We cannot but come to reality of life. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to all my well wishers, all my supporters, and all the supporters of the king, the hero, the second Mandela of Africa, none other than engineer Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga. I fail to understand how do we reward our heroes here in Africa? How do we reward our heroes? How do we celebrate our heroes? I think we really do not do this in a proper manner. We ought to celebrate our heroes. We ought to recognize them. We ought to respect them. We ought to celebrate them because of the sacrifices they've made to better the life of our people, to better the life of this continent, the role they have played. Let's not be so political, or let us, I want to say that we shouldn't be so political, we should not be so tribalistic, we should not, you know, let's leave sentiment aside. When I went through the life of this great man, Raila Amolo Odinga, I actually, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, I shed tears for him. I shed tears for him, but I give glory to God for his life. I shed tears for this great country, Kenya. I shed tears for the people of Kenya, for real. But I give glory to God for the life of this great enigma. Raila is a great man. Raila, irrespective of all that he has suffered, I started following his history. Raila he joined the politics. He started acting, I mean, participating in Kenya for 21 years, just 14 years old. Ever since, ever since, he has been fighting the cause to better the life of humanity, to improve and better the life of the people of Kenya, to improve and better the life of Africans in general. He has been struggling, and lots of things have been said about this great man. I want to ask you, my dear fellow Africans, why do we not celebrate our growth? Why are we ingrates? Swahili anasema asante ya punda ni mateke. Kweli ni mateke. Haki ya Mungu, asante ya punda ni mateke. Kuna ingine tena. Punda hawezi kusema asante. Kama punda anataka kusema asante, piga wewe mateke. Hiyo ni asante ya punda. This adage, it is really, really the reality of life when it comes to Africans recognizing their heroes, celebrating their heroes, except in South Africa. I could remember very well when Nelson Mandela came out of prison. He was before he was castigated. A lot of things. He was in prison for so many years. The whole world was fighting for his release. At the end of the day, when he was released after 7 good years in prison, this man was welcomed, this man was celebrated, and we are still celebrating him today. This is exactly what it is, what it's supposed to be. This man became the president of South Africa, more or less on a serious level, without stress, because he has really struggled and fought for this freedom. Then why can't we emulate the people of that country in our own case, in Kenya? We have a man who all his life has been struggling to better the life of you and I, to better the life of everyone in that country, to improve the standard of living of people in of that country. I started thinking, could this man be so greedy? No. I dropped it. I came back to conclude that no, he was not doing that good. All that he has been doing was not for selfishness. No. Everything that this man has been doing, none, not even one, has ever been for his own selfishness. To the best of my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, he has been fighting for the freedom. He has been fighting for 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 freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of association, freedom of everything in Kenya. Every good thing that happened in Kenya today, every good thing that happened in that great country today, I beg your pardon, every good thing that happened in Kenya today has Raila's hand in it. And every bad thing that happened in that country today has nothing to do with Raila. Has no hand, Raila's hand. Everybody agree with me. If you are Kenyan, a rightful thinking Kenyan, from anywhere, from any tribe, from all walks of life, you will agree with me. This man has not had any issue whatsoever that is bad against the people, against the next country, against the sovereignty of that country. No, not even one that I know. Unless propaganda was to, you know, to be taken seriously. If the propagandists that are bringing a lot of things, a lot of lies against him, even them they know, they know what I'm talking about. Now, when I started everything, he started. He has always been involved. He was only lucky to be alive. Everybody knows this. Even people who did not do much like he did, they've all gone. Some were detained and they died, some, and they died there. Some were assassinated, some were killed, and a lot of things has happened. So many waters have passed under the bridge for the man called Raila. I think he's a man that we need to celebrate. He's really suffered in the hands of oppressors, and we know this very well. during the time of Moi. Moi detained this man, detained him without trial, which was completely a breach of human rights. For good 9 years, Raila Amolo Odinga was killed. Not because of anything, not because he killed anybody. He never killed nobody. He never fought anybody. He did not do anything wrong apart from criticizing the government of Moi, which was a dictatorship. I mean, we all know what it means in a dictatorship government. You know what it means. He was the bold one who could stand up against Moi to fight for the freedom of the people of Kenya. Not only from his own people from Nyanza or his own family or no, for every Kenya. He was doing this for the benefit of the country called Kenya. He started, he suffered, he was detained, he was tortured, a lot of things. He was dehumanized. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody to have been locked up in Yayo torture chamber. Pronounced torture chamber. Pronounced torture chamber. Yayo torture chamber. This one was detained there. Is Simon lucky to be alive? Very lucky to be alive. Let me remind you, this same Raila, his mother died when he was in detention. His mother died when he was not allowed to bury his mom. His brother Oburu sent him a telegram when he was in detention that they have lost their mother. This telegram was given to him 3 months after the death of his mother. I want you to think about this. For the sake of Kenyans, not for his own personal selfish interest, no. They lied against him that he was involved in 1982 coup. No, he was not. Everybody knows very well that he was. But to today, some people are still singing that song of that, oh, he was. Even if he was, there was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong. But then, he was not. All the people that were involved, they were all arrested and they were taken to court and they were sentenced to death. Many of them, if not all of them. So, Raila will have not survived it if he was if he was involved. Thank God he wasn't involved. God vindicated him. They wanted to rope him, but God vindicated him. This gentleman suffered for this nation. He started and he continued, irrespective of all the years that this man was detained. He never mind. He lost the time that he was supposed to be with his lovely wife and family. His wife even lost her job because of the husband. You can see how Africans, the length that Africans can go to be so barbaric, to be so unjustified, to kill justice. His wife was also, they threatened his wife. She lost her job when she was a teacher, I think in with State House Girl or something like that. So many things like that. You can just imagine. His family suffered, his children suffered as a result of his fighting for justice in Kenya. Let us think, Africa. He was fighting for justice for you and I. Freedom for you and I. For everybody, not for himself. Right, he continued that he was known to be a very great activist, was a good politician, he was a very straightforward man. He started, agitating for multipartyism in Kenya until he succeeded, together with his allies. So many times he was, he escaped being shot in Jamhuri Park, in I don't know this ground in what do you call this in Jogo? I mean, along Jogo Road, you know, is it? I've forgotten the name of that area. Forgotten the name of that ground. This man escaped bullet shot. It passes him and hits somebody who later died in a rally. In a political rally. He had suffered together with James Orengo, together with Paul Muite, together with Gitobu Imanyara, and so on and so forth. So many of these people, so many of these people suffered in the hands of Moi's government. He was detained. A lot of things happened. This man escaped being killed for your sake, for my sake, for the sake of the people of Kenya and for Africans. He preached his unity. He was not tribalistic in any way. He was not doing it for his tribes people. And we know this, my dear brothers and sisters. As if that was not enough, this man successfully, with those allies of his, successfully made sure the Section 2A that made Kenya a de jure one party state was removed. Kenya became a party country. He tried, he wanted to lead Kenya. Now a lot of propaganda came, a lot of hatred came, forgetting that this gentleman, his father, from the before independence, if he was a greedy man, he would have been the very first president of that country, Kenya. Jaramogi Odinga, the father of Raila Odinga. He said he was not going to take the leadership of that nation when Jomo Kenyatta is in prison. Oh my God. He said the freedom of this country is incomplete if the Kapeguriasis are still in. He actually meant Jomo Kenyatta. He did not take the leadership of Kenya. He made sure he gave the leadership on a silver platter to Jomo Kenyatta. That is how Jomo Kenyatta became the very first president of Kenya. If it was you and I or somebody else today or people like Ruto today, they wouldn't wait for that. He would have taken up the leadership immediately, become the first president. What are you talking about? But I had Kikuyus, I'm sorry to say this, saying yes, it was stupid to do that. Some if I have Kikuyu friends, they told me, eh, yeah, Mdazini, kwa nini alifanya hivyo? Si angechukua hiyo kiti kama imagine. Na hiyo ni stupidity yake. That is his own stupidity. That's what it. That was not being stupid. That was being straightforward and being honest and being a nationalist. He did not take the leadership. He gave it to Jomo Kenyatta on a silver platter. The whole Kenya know, the whole world knows this. Still, we are seeing Raila as an enemy. Why is Raila an enemy? Oh, hakuna kitu alifanya. He has not done anything. What? He has done more than anybody in that country to build that nation from Kenya. To give us this freedom that we're enjoying today. Freedom of speech, freedom of political associations, and the rest of them. It was because of Raila Amolo Odinga that we have it in Kenya today. Can't we now celebrate this hero? He's still alive, strong. He continued. He did not stop there. He started now talking about the constitution of Kenya. This constitution is defective. This constitution is not the right. We must have a new constitution. This man worked tirelessly. He fought until Kenya now have a new constitution. Raila Amolo Odinga, he fought for Kenya, freedom of everything in Kenya, he fought for it. This gentleman fought for devolution of power. Oh my God. That is what we are enjoying in Kenya today. That's why we have from governors, we have all these people, governor of this county, and the rest of them. Before that time, it was there was something like that. No, there was something like that. Raila Amolo Odinga and Wambo. What a great man you are. I wish you long life and prosperity. But let me continue. So many people, including the current president, though that was political, anasema oh, hii jamaa anataka gawanya Kenya. Remember? Never forget, I will forget that. Hiyo ni maneno ya alikuwa alisema hivi. Ati oh, jamaa anataka gawanya Kenya, anataka majimbo. They wanted the majimbo. They want to divide Kenya along tribal lines. God has divided every country along their own. Let us not deceive ourselves. It is not people. You do not make yourself a Igbo. You do not make yourself a Kikuyu. Nobody makes himself a Buya. Nobody. Nobody made himself a Kamba. Nobody. It is God. So don't let us now say that, oh, Antaka Gawanya Kenya. No. God has already made Kenya what Kenya is. And the people of Kenya, the tribes they belong. It is God. It's not me. It's not you. It's not anybody. Not Raila. Not, it was not political. But we only tolerating ourselves that we want to live together as brothers and sisters, as one entity called Kenya. That's just it. So, what he meant by the devolution of power is true federalism, which is still not there today, but better than the way it was. True federalism. He wanted power to be devolved. He wanted economy to be devolved. He want diversity, economical diversity, and because you already have the unity in diversity, because we belong to different tribes, we are only living together as brothers and sisters, which is so good in a peaceful way. This man did not, he was not dividing us along tribal lines. We are already divided along tribal lines by God. We cannot change it. You can't change your being a Kikuyu. You are a Kikuyu first before a Kenyan. You are a Luo first before being a Kenyan. You are a Kamba first before being a Kenyan. You are a Luya first before being a Kenyan. But you are a united country. That was God. It wasn't anybody who made that. So why are we shooting ourselves? Why are we forcing ourselves that this yeah, tribal? No, no, no. Let me tell you, we have an adage that says Ile Langba Katubaita, which means in Swahili, kama unataka safisha kampani yako, utaanza kutoka ndani, utaanza kutoka ndani, utasafisha ndani mpaka nje. Si unaanza kwa nje unamaliza ndani. Hapana, hiyo usafi utaleta tu, pia utaleta tena ndani. Usafisha, kama unataka kusafisha ndani ya nyumba na compound yake yote, utaanza kutoka ndani, ndio utafanya hiyo kazi, utasafisha kabisa, utapanguza kila kitu, everything utamaliza outside, nje, na nje utaendelea kutengeneza. Hiyo ni kitu. If you want, we start, charity begins at home. Let me just put it that way. So charity begins at home. Whatever you want to do, you want to clean your house, you start your compound or the whole surrounding, you start from the inside. That is what it simply means. So we cannot be saying that, oh, no, I cannot start cleaning from outside. Let me start from inside. Then so you're a tribalist, or that you are selfish. No, that is not being selfish. That is doing the right thing. So let us not kill ourselves because of tribes and tribes and tribes. Yes, we are there, made by God. It's not me, it's not you. So they started now. This same man who have suffered in prison, had no time to be with his wife and family. For goodness sake, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ, this man came out alive. To God be the glory. And he continued again. He did not relent. He did not run away. He was squarely facing the future with full determination that one day we shall be free. And that is why today we are free indeed. You can talk, you can do everything. Before, you cannot mention the name of Moi in any way. You'll be arrested. You'll be gone. You can even be gone forever. But today, people talk anyhow to the president. That is democracy, which is so good. Freedom of speech, which is so good today. Nobody's going to tell you because he said President Uhuru Kenyatta has not done something good or has not done something, then you are going you'll be killed. No, it's not going to happen. So now life is becoming meaningful, unlike before, that we must have to sing in praise of Mo. Now, this same Raila contested election in 1992, 1992. I mean, that was during the time of against Moi. Yes, even before the votes were counted, Moi has been declared has already declared himself the winner and has been sworn in. When votes were still being counted, we all know what happened. This man never died. This man did not bother. He continued. People will say, "Oh, this man will never accept a result of election." How do you accept the result of election that is so convincingly rigged that you know and I know? When there is no justice, there can never be peace. This man contested election in 2000 and he supported every other leaders. He supported Uhuru Kenyatta. He supported, he supported Mwai Kibaki, who is a Kikuyu. He came out when they formed the NAC coalition. All of them, he was there at the helm of affairs of NAC, Rainbow Coalition, and made sure Kibaki got the presidency. He did everything within his power. He even went out of his way to do everything to campaign for Kibaki. Ndio yeye alikuja alisema Kibaki tosha. Eh, Kibaki tosha. Alisema hivi. Kibaki as president, Wamalwa as vice president. Even him he was not anywhere. When he did everything and won this battle for Kibaki, Kibaki wanted to change it and make him the vice president instead of Wamalwa. But he said, no, I'm not going to betray him. It will amount to betrayal. I must be honest. Let him take, because here we have promised him to be the vice president. Let him be the vice president. This man did not take that vice president. How then are we talking bad about this, a great man like this? We can't celebrate him. How? Why? Why? Nobody can point that Raila has done something bad this way. Nobody, except people who are propagandists, who just want to talk just for the sake of talking. Like people, I can hear people talk now, just for the sake of talking. This man, Raila Amolo Odinga, he personally, when Kibaki had a serious accident, he personally took charge of the ambulance that was taking Kibaki to the hospital. He drove it by himself because he said he did not trust the crew in that ambulance. He drove the ambulance by himself to the hospital. When things were not okay in Nairobi Hospital, he single handedly took this gentleman to the airport, paid his flight and everything in first class with his own card, his own bank card, his own personal bank card to take this gentleman for treatment in London. My dear Kenyan, asante ya punda kweli ni mateke, walisema hivi na ni ukweli kweli ya mama. My dear brothers and sisters, please let us listen to me with open mind. Listen to me with open mind. If what I'm saying is wrong, please do listen to me with open mind. Whatever I'm saying to you, you know is the right thing. You know it very well. This gentleman took Kibaki to London for treatment, and he is back here in Kenya campaigning for this captain who was in the hospital in London. Oh my God. Nasema, anasema, our captain is okay. Our captain is okay. Our captain is okay. The man was campaigning left, right, and the whole of Kenya. Brought them all together. Raila is the only man who can unite this. He brought them all together. Where was Ruto? Who was Ruto then? Who was he? He was nobody. Ruto and Jirongo made their money through Moi. Now he's calling himself a hustler. What do you mean hustler? You came out from the university, you are already with the Moi, you are already eating and having a lot of money. You are calling yourself a hustler. If you are a hustler, you are not a good man. You are not. You made that your money. Why was the note 500 shillings note called nicknamed Jirongo? Why? We all know they made this money for 2 months. People's, I mean, taxpayers' money. Ruto started it, being corrupt from day one. He cannot deny this. No, nobody. I don't hate him, but I'm simply saying the truth about him, and you know it very well. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. As if that was something now. Raila Amolo Odinga, he never came. He did everything for Kibaki. Kibaki won the election. Kibaki was sworn in that you know, I know, the whole world knows, on a wheelchair with his leg. He could not. He had to stretch his leg like this. He could not even. He could not even. You know. He could not even fold his legs on a chair. He got. He took the oath of office on a wheelchair. Kibaki became president. The very first thing Kibaki was going to do with some allies from Akina Jega Karume, Akina this man, this former minister for transportation and the rest of them, Mishoke, all these people gang up against Raila. Now because they say now already we got what we want, so to hell with you. That's exactly what happened. You are not seeing these people as bad. You are seeing Raila, who is now a victim of such a treatment as bad. He was only a minister in that way. Because of constitution of and the referendum that went along with the constitution and that and the Raila team won, he was removed from power. I remember Matakarua advised Kibaki, no, don't do that. He never listened. Akina Shikuku, Akina Karume, Jega Karume, and the rest of them, and this Mushoki, they did not allow him to listen to anybody. They took charge of that government, and that was all. Now they were doing whatever they wanted. They forgot him, the finger that fed them. They were biting the finger that fed them. They removed Raila from the cabinet with all that he has done. What a wonderful man, Raila Amolo Odinga. What a man. I think I should. I need to meet this man. I want to see him again. I've met him before, but I want to see him again. Like this, I want to sit down with him and talk to him. I just want him. I want to behave like him. So forgive him. A heart. Roho ya mtakatifu Raila Amolo Odinga. Akona hiyo roho ya mtakatifu. Clean heart, forgiving heart. Like Christ. He did not bother. He started forging ahead in his political journey. Raila Amolo Odinga, he decided now to form the Orange Democratic Movement, arguably the largest political party today in Kenya, if not in the whole of Africa. The most populous political outfit in Kenya today, Orange Democratic Movement. Now, another journey. Second term, 2007, 2008. Raila was the presidential candidate of ODM, the, the Pentagon was their captain. Raila won that election. He mercilessly defeated Kibaki, but the victory was taken away from him by the people, the power that gave. Now, Raila Amolo Odinga, Raila Amolo Odinga. I think that is the name of an angel. The name of an angel. This man The whole world knew what happened. They took away his mandate. It brought a lot of problems. Post-election violence, which he never instigated, which he had no hand in it. It was as pure as pamba. This gentleman, he was never involved. But there was violence across the country. People were killed. The Luos did not kill anybody. Look at it. Just get to know all this. The Luos did not kill anybody in Kisumu and the lowland. Nobody were killed. They couldn't live there. They were not killed. They were actually protecting them. Now people started talking all sorts of problems. When the issue of post-election violence after he has become the prime minister, which for the sake of peace he accepted. What a gentleman. You want to tell me this man, oh, he always don't accept the result of election. How do you accept the result of a stolen election, for goodness sake, that you know that you have stolen and you are the one who is accusing him, and you call him a loser, a winner being called a loser? The man never mind. They are calling him Ganga, they call himself all sorts of names rather than celebrating this man. Now a boy, I want to put it that way, a boy coming again now to say he's the one who is supposed to be the president after Hurricane. No, 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 no. This is unfair. This is politically unfair. This is democratically unfair. This is tribalistically unfair. Call it anything. It is very, very unfair. Let us call it a spade a spade. People should call this. If I was in the shoes of this gentleman called Ruto, no, I would say no. Raila question. This time, I would say just the other day, I was just listening to this gentleman, this one who called himself Adenjuwale. That man without brains, that man who just talk anyhow. He just talk and make just talk anyhow. He doesn't even have no IQ to talk. He doesn't know anything. He was in ODM in 2007. He was one of the people crying, shouting, knowing fully well they had won. Today, I listened to him in a Jeff Koenege's program. Is it Jeff Koenege's program, or no? It wasn't Jeff Koenege. I think it was Jeff Koenege's program or some other program on the national television. This gentleman was not agreeing when they were having an interview with him and this honorable Mba or something like that, Mbadi. For goodness sake, he was not even agreeing that they won the election in 2007. When he was fighting them, today he's not agreeing. He even called ODM a cult. How do you call ODM a cult? A cult that the almost majority of the people of Kenya voted for is a cult to you, because you left the place because of your own stupidity and selfish interest. You left that party to go somewhere else, which you have is your freedom. But now today you call him that ODM a cult. Isn't it funny? Because they respect their leaders, so it's a cult. So those ones who are not respecting their leaders, that is how it's supposed to be. Ruto now that is not respecting the president today, that is the way you want. That is the right way to behave. I can't understand. I don't know the school that man attended. I don't know what his level of education is. But even if he's educated, he's an educated illiterate person. I can say that categorically. That he is an educated illiterate. Everybody knows what always happened in the previous elections in Kenya. We know. But this time around, this man has forgotten about the whole thing that happened. He's put everything behind him. His forgiving heart has given him that strength from God. And he continues to work strong. Now, Ruto, who is supposed to be carrying his file behind Raila, is now saying that he beat Raila in an election. What really qualifies you to even, in a country where there's fairness and justice and everything, Ruto is not even supposed to be allowed to contest election in Kenya because of so many allegations against him, proving he was found guilty of land grabbing from a gentleman whom he was asked to pay. He was not jailed because he was in power. Well, he was given an option of fine. If you are jailed for an offense or you are given an option of fine, it means you are guilty. in the court in the eyes of the law, that means you are already guilty. For the fact that you did not go to prison does not make you innocent. You may not have gone to prison. You the judge might have been lenient with you to find you guilty and asking you to pay, giving you an option of fine. Once you are found guilty, that is when you are given an option of fine. He was asked to pay to that the owner of the land. So you are it's not faith. It's not even supposed to be talking that he wants to be. He's not even supposed to be the vice president of Kenya. Talk less of thinking about becoming number one of that country. No, it is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. It's not because I don't care where you are coming from. I'm not interested in your tribe or any tribe. No, that's not my point here. My point here is that you must have. If you want to go to equity, you must go with clean hands. Ruto, you are not a clean man. In in every words of you are not a clean man. The whole Kenya knows this. Those people who are supporting you, I don't know what they are thinking about you. They should advise you. Well, my fellow Africans, my Kenyan brothers and sisters, please, Raila Amolo Odinga is the man. We are not supposed to now start talking about Raila Amolo. Who is, when we mention the name of Raila, we should not even anywhere. People like Kalonzo Muzoka, yes, we can talk about him because of his experience, his age, he's been there. We can talk about people like that. Not even Abadi. Let's forget it. Who is Abadi, by the way? I respect him too. It doesn't really matter. I respect him, yes. But those are the people who are supposed to be following Raila Amolo Odinga. They're supposed to follow him, his footsteps, because of what he stood for, because of what he has done for that country. And just imagine if he becomes the president of Kenya, what he's going to do for that country. Why are we not thinking about that? Why are we thinking about somebody will come and say, oh, this he's saying Aden Duale was accusing the president for having brought some people together that they are tribal leaders. Why not? Some you must have come from somewhere. So if he had invited you there, you also belong to another tribe. So why is he talking on that saying that they are a combination of tribal kingpins? And what is wrong with that? We belong somewhere before we belong to and the man told him, I think it was George Bonagi or somebody, I don't know, I've forgotten that program. The man said, but those were national leaders. Those that Uhuru assembled, about 7 or 6 of them, and they had meeting together. They are national leaders. So why do you call them tribal leaders? Because they must belong to one tribe or the other. So calling them tribal kingpins does not really, it's not really, it's not right. It's not right. I want to appeal to you. Let us know what Raila has done for this nation. Let us know the sacrifice that has made. He has laid down his life. It's only God who kept the life for him. Let us remember this. Wacha tuongea bure tu mingi politically at Raila is this or from this or no. Let's forget about that. This man has done a lot for this country. Let us respect him. Let us celebrate him. Let us give him that mantle of power. Let us give him the chance to lead this country. And then we shall come and talk about it tomorrow. It shall be well with Kenya. If Raila becomes the president of that nation, if Kenyans stupidly give presidents of this nation to somebody like Ruto, the country will go to the dogs. I can assure you. I'm not a prophet, neither am I the son of one. But I know that Ruto will turn to be a dictator. If by any chance he becomes president of Kenya, I know for sure. Take that to the bank. And I'm telling you for free, like I told said, I am telling you for free. This gentleman will turn Kenya 10 years behind, even more. It will be worse. It won't be good. Let us build on the legacy of Uhuru Kenyatta, the development record that he is having. Let us build on it. Raila is the man to do that. Raila is the man to do that. God bless Kenya. God bless. God bless all my viewers. Please subscribe, please like, and share this. I want it to go viral. I want it to go to Ruto himself to listen to it and to go to all Kenyans to start to meditate on this, on what I've just said. And I can assure you, I've not missed my word. I've not said anything that was untrue. I'm not like Ruto. Ruto said, how can I go to a public TV and say and lie? Well, of what gain? As it's finishing, we listen to that. Just the other day, everybody knows that. So, please, this time around, let us forget the propaganda. Let us work together. Ruto, you can work with Raila Odinga. You have worked with him before. Ruto, you know that this gentleman won the election in 2007 and 2008. You were there fighting. You knew he won. Yet you are going to say that, oh, he will never accept the result of election. Oh, come on. You think that we are stupid? We are not. Kenyans are not stupid. God bless Kenya. Thank you very much. See you some other time. Asante sana. Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. Kalonzo Musyoka, Wetangula, Mudavadi, Joho, Matakarua, all of you, come together. You have a leader in Raila Amolo Odinga. Be in the winning team. Be in the winning team. Gideon Moy. Be in the winning team. Join hand with this man to make Kenya great and great and great. Thank you. Asanteni sana na kwaherini. Tena tutakutana. Asanteni.